Hey guys, in today's video I'll be talking about AccuWeather's just issued their first official 2021 Atlantic hurricane season forecast. Yeah, it's it's only the very end of May. This is the last day, March. This is the very last day of March, not the last day of May, man. Yeah, today's the very last day of March. We start April tomorrow, so we're starting to enter that time frame where major weather outlets start issuing their early 2021 Atlantic hurricane season forecasts, and AccuWeather is one of the first major weather outlooks to do so. So, here it is. They're calling for at the moment 16 to 20 named storms. Wow, that means if the highest end here pans out, we get the 20 named storms, we'd be getting almost just to the end of the conventional list. That's very, very interesting there. 7 to 10 hurricanes, 3 to 5 major hurricanes, and they're projecting forecasted ACE range of between 120 to 160 units. 2020's Atlantic hurricane season's final ACE value was around 182 units, so they're forecasting that the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, although they are forecasting that it will be potentially above average, it doesn't look to be anywhere as above average as last year's, which definitely by all means is a good thing. They're also forecasting potentially 3 to 5 direct U.S. impacts. Now, of all of the things here that they're forecasting, the number of U.S. impacts that they're forecasting, definitely take that with a major grain of salt, because it's, of course, the hurricane season doesn't even start for another 3 months from now or so. Or no, around 2 months from now, because pretty much tomorrow's the first day of April, so 2 months from then, it's June 1st. So yeah, June 1st, 2 months from now is the official start of hurricane season. We're still 2 months in the early part of the season you really can't really take direct U.S. impacts forecast seriously whatsoever. 3 to 5, honestly, last year we saw 12 U.S. impacts in the end. That was the record highest amount. That beat the old record of 9 set in 1916. So, this is definitely one of the things that we cannot forecast at all when it comes to any person's or any major weather outlets' hurricane forecast. There's no reason whatsoever to really forecast potential actual amounts of U.S. impacts, because it literally could be 0, it could be a handful, or it could be a hecton like last year. So again, the ACE value range that they're forecasting, that kind of makes sense in a way. It definitely looks like we'll be above average, at least maybe slightly above average, or could be moderately above average. I doubt it'll be extremely above average, especially like last year. Definitely not like that. I definitely don't think that will occur, but maybe slightly to moderately above average could occur at this point. We'll continue, of course, still have to see how that pans out going through the next 2-3 months, and then once we're in the hurricane season, I'll continue to update my forecast once I start putting them out. I'll put out my first one at the end of April, beginning of May, and then I'll update it until about August or September, and then at the end of the season, I'll compare my final forecast to how this hurricane season actually turned out. So, again, this is their forecast. Here's their graph in the Atlantic Basin, 30-year normals. This is like their averages, 30-year averages of Atlantic tropical cyclone activity. Back in 1961 and 1990, it was only around 10 named storms, 6 hurricanes, and 2 major hurricanes. Then between 1971 to 2000, we saw still around 10 named storms, 6 hurricanes, and 2 major hurricanes. Then between 1981 and 2010, which was the most recent 30-year average they were using up until last year, we saw on average 12 named storms, 6 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. And now the new 30-year average between 1991 and 2020, this is the new average that we are using, with 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. So again, that 30-year period, unlike this previous 30-year period between 1981 and 2010, that is also including all of the above-average hurricane seasons we've had between 2016 and 2020. And then as well, we saw 2010, 11, 12 above average, those above average hurricane seasons. And then, of course, we still have 2005 in there, 1995, all of those above average seasons, 2004, 2003. So again, that's comparing this new 30-year average of tropical cyclone activity in the Atlantic to this first 2021 Atlantic hurricane season forecast by AccuWeather. They're forecasting definitely slightly to maybe somewhat moderately above average activity. So that's pretty interesting there. Going down a bit here, here's a map of the ocean temperatures, I believe, for the current ocean temperatures here in the Gulf, Caribbean, MDR, subtropical regions of the Atlantic. I believe this is the most recent look at it. It doesn't exactly say. Let me see. The map shows where ocean temperatures are above normal, yellow to red, or below normal, blue to purple. In degrees Celsius, water temperatures across much of the Atlantic basin are above normal for late. Oh yeah, okay, for late March. Yeah, so this is the most recent look at the sea surface temperatures for the Atlantic basin, and for late March, it's all above average pretty much everywhere. The MDR, the subtropics, near the southeast coast, the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean. They're all at least slightly above average sea surface temperatures in all of the regions, so that's definitely not a good sign, especially looking forward and how that'll progress during the actual hurricane season, especially getting towards the peak of the hurricane season. These areas likely will generally just continue to warm, and that's not a good thing when it comes to tropical cyclones forming and intensifying, because again, warm sea surface temperatures give ample fuel to tropical cyclones to be able for them to rapidly intensify and get stronger. So that's not a good look there. The AccuWeather meteorologist, AccuWeather thinks that the Bermuda High might not stick around. Or at least persist, or at least be as strong during the hurricane season. So it'll have tropical cyclones curve more out to sea than going all the way towards the U.S. and impacting the U.S. But of course, that kind of thing as well, especially like predicting how many U.S. landfalls the U.S. will have during a hurricane season. Definitely can't take that seriously. Definitely take that with a huge grain of salt. We'll have to see the Bermuda High, how the Bermuda High progresses, but honestly, the Bermuda High as well could obviously persist and get stronger even, or kind of stay around the same and keep the systems moving towards the U.S., and the U.S. could see a good amount of U.S. landfalls. Who knows? So, again, that's all things that we'll have to iron out and see how that all progresses throughout the next couple months through the early season. And then going into the hurricane season, during the actual months of the hurricane season from June through November, and see how all of that goes. Now, obviously, I think it kind of goes without saying that the Caribbean islands and all those areas in the Caribbean definitely have a higher chance of being hit by a tropical cyclone than the U.S. Coastline, but again, we'll have to see how that all pans out. Again, moving through the next couple months and into the hurricane season. I believe as well, I saw on Twitter earlier that AccuWeather is also forecasting the higher than normal chance of early season tropical cyclones forming before June 1st, and yeah, I mean, that kind of, at this point, kind of somewhat obvious. Doesn't really come as a surprise, per se. Actually, that's a better way of saying it. It doesn't really come as a surprise that we have an above-average chance of seeing early season tropical cyclones forming before June 1st, because, well, we've seen that for the past consecutive 6 years. So, again, that's again, something you want to take into account. The National Hurricane Center as well, I do want to also remind all of you that the National Hurricane Center, starting with this year's hurricane season, will start issuing their normal Atlantic Basin tropical weather outlooks beginning on May 15th, 2 weeks prior to the official start of the hurricane season. They're keeping the official start of the hurricane season at June 1st. But they're going to start issuing their regular tropical weather outlooks starting this year's hurricane season on May 15th. They did discuss with the World Meteorological Organization at their meeting a couple weeks ago on whether or not to move the Atlantic hurricane season's official start date from June 1st to May 15th this year, but they kept it at June 1st. So, we'll see moving forward into the next few years what they end up thinking and whether or not they'll actually end up moving up the official start date of the Atlantic hurricane season to May 15th. So that'll be very interesting to see because we've been seeing a lot of interesting changes to Atlantic hurricane season tropical cyclone activity this year with the averages and everything. So very, very interesting stuff there. The National Hurricane Center, again, will be issuing their regular tropical weather outlooks beginning May 15th this year. And, yeah, next week as well, actually, round out this video now. Next week, next Thursday, or towards the end of next week, around next Thursday, I will put out a YouTube video discussing Colorado State University's first forecast for the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season. They'll be coming out with their first official forecast on April 8th, which is next Thursday. So look out for that next week. I'm very excited to talk about that with you guys. And as well, I will be start putting out my own official 2021 Atlantic hurricane season forecasts towards the end of April or beginning of May, somewhere around that time frame. And then I'll potentially update my forecast every 2 months or so through through August or September. So, of course, it'll all depend on how the Atlantic hurricane season activity acts like after I put out my first forecast, see how that early season activity goes in June, July, and then if we get towards July or August, September, and I need to update my forecast once or another couple times, I definitely will. So again, that will all be coming out throughout the next many months going through the hurricane season. Of course, I can't wait to cover. I'll try to cover all of the tropical cyclones that occur in the Atlantic this season, but of course I can't wait to cover try to cover all the tropical cyclones this year during the hurricane season with you guys on my channel. So again, consider subscribing to my channel down below. Definitely want to subscribe to my channel if you like tropical content, if you like hurricane season. If you like talking about the tropics at all, please consider subscribing to my channel because I will definitely be doing tons of hurricane update videos, tropical cyclone update videos with at least as many tropical cyclones that I can cover this year with this year's hurricane season. So again, please consider subscribing down below. Please consider liking the video down below. As well, go down in the comment section. I would definitely want to have a lively discussion with all of you down in the comment section. Let's have a lively but especially respectful discussion. We want to keep that in mind. Let's have a respectful yet lively discussion down in the comment section on what you guys think on how this hurricane season might shape up. What you guys think of what the AccuWeather's current first forecast is and what you guys think about that. So again, definitely want to like the video down below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, especially if you like tropical content, and as well, go down in the comment section. Let's have a lively but respectful discussion about what we all think about AccuWeather's first 2021 Atlantic hurricane season forecast. Again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.